started. We'll have the prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father God, we thank you for your kindness in bringing us all together today. Though we may not know what this meeting holds, we know that you do. As we begin, Lord, help us to keep your word in mind. Lead us into conversations that are fruitful and enrich the lives of those who are here today. When we are undecided, please lead us in your wisdom. When our opinions may disagree, help us to remain respectful to one another. More than anything, Lord, would you help us both to seek your will and pursue your glory to all that we say and do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we call the meeting to order for agenda business, public comment.
Looks like I have Jack Hinchman.
Just want to step up to the podium there, Jack. Over.
I've been here for a while, these meetings and stuff, and we're going to talk about Jeff Ray's house getting it demolished. And it's got snakes coming out of it, now it's got rats coming out of it. I've been to quite a few meetings, and it seems like nothing's happening. And then when Dave Tier told me when I bought that property beside that old house, he said, "Well, give you 1 week or I'm going to start finding you." And it's, yeah, I got mine tore down a week, and it's been up there 20 years, and it's falling down. The roof ain't got a roof on it, and it's going to fall and hit the new house that I just built.
What property is it?
What street's that off of?
It's on Summer Street.
Have you took pictures of it? You
Oh my God, yeah, they got a. She's got them.
Okay. So it's probably on the list. Right now, they don't have any money to apply for grant money. Right now, they're out of money.
She just followed up with them last week. She didn't miss something. They're still not listening.
I talked to Ray about it, and he said he was going to come up and bring some other people with him to look at it. I never seen anybody up there.
Which house is that on Summer Street?
That's the
There's a top field.
clear top of Hill Bramble. You can't miss it.
That's the one
Roofs.
that's burnt out, right?
No, it looks like it's burnt out, but it ain't burnt out.
Oh, it's not burnt out?
No,
I always thought it was burned out.
no. That'd be the best thing if it did.
It's just that rotted up. That's the one.
It's rotted up. The
We
wind's
had some
falling.
issues.
Ain't got a roof on it.
We had some issues with some homeless living in that at one time, didn't we?
Yep, yeah, we did.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're selling drugs out of it, so they just moved them back. They're
Mhm.
selling drugs out of it. They just moved back to the shed.
Right, right.
Thing is, right, we're just waiting on getting more funding so we can proceed on with the
How
project.
far is it down the list?
I have no idea on the list, huh? Yeah, we had the committee has a list, but I know she just applied and we got, I saw on the email back from the state that we would get the funding, but they don't have any funding right now to release. And I talked to Robbie Morris the other day to say, would you help out when he gets back down there in January about getting some more funding from the state to provide to us for the projects. So yeah, we're just waiting on funding.
Okay.
Yep. I'll make sure it's on the top. Okay. Because there's other projects that I'd like to do, but we don't have the funding released from the state.
We have several properties right there. That one, and then if you go down over the hill there along the creek, there's 2 or 3 down there, right along the floodplain, that they need to be taken out as well. There's several right there, that one included.
Is that close to urban lane?
But
Yeah,
there's,
it's off right off of Urban Lanes, down below my house, where my house up on the hill, is right down below it.
there's several on the list throughout the whole county. So they got a bunch of them on the list.
We got several right there that need to be taken out because they're in the flood zone. And every time it floods right there, it takes trash all the way down to the creek. So,
Yeah. And
beside that one.
I'll share this again with Robbie about it or to try and get some more money.
What happened if that would, that house happened to fall over and hit my house?
It's beyond that property owner. Who's the property owner?
They ain't got no insurance on it.
Huh?
They ain't got no insurance on it. They ain't have insurance on the cars.
Yeah.
Sad.
It is. That's what we intend to do, is to try to help take these things down. So people like to have, because it's affecting your property value and such.
Oh, yeah.
But, we just gotta get the money to do it.
Okay.
Okay. Who was next? Brett?
Just want to say hello. I know y'all are missing.
There's a guy we could talk to for money too, the congressman's
Hey,
office.
right now, we're totally shut down on everything.
See,
I've been doing a lot of work from home, hadn't even been out in the field, but I thought you were having a meeting. I wanted to come out and let you know we're still here. And interestingly enough, I was speaking to some of the forestry guys that are fighting the fire at Walmart. They said it's coming on pretty good. They're looking forward to 2 days of rain.
They're fighting fires at Walmart?
No,
No, yeah, they pulled in.
I heard it this morning was about 30% contained.
But they're looking
Down
forward,
Pendleton County?
to having some
Oh,
rain.
Pendleton County, yeah.
Plus
How many
the
acres they have down there on fire?
It's the Monpar, so.
It's part of the Mon Forest. Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was about 30%. I heard this morning on the radio it was about 30% contained. So I don't know what it is now.
Rick Gillespie just left our office. It jumped part of the county wherever they're fighting. It jumped last night, but it's still manageable, but straight up, straight down
When did it start?
yesterday.
Yesterday?
They said the leaves were catching fire and it was blowing so hard it was blowing leaves right over the line.
With the wind and everything.
Yeah,
so-
wind was bad yesterday.
But just want to say hello. to you.
Next time you come, bring a checkbook.
Mhm.
Only left 3
See
years.
ya.
Reports, Kenny?
Oh, good afternoon. The October report for the CSOs, there in the facility, there was 2,272 people scanned, 188 knives confiscated, 9 pepper sprays, and 7 miscellaneous items. And out of those miscellaneous items, we had one of them, we took 4 45 caliber magazines from from a fella coming in the annex.
Chris Seiler?
No, wasn't Chris, it was a sailor there. No, but that concerned us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have a weapon or anything on him, but he had those magazines. But no, everything. And also today, we got our heat. So we thank.
I was worried about that.
Oh, thank you very much. I mean, that's going to be great. But yeah, they're still.
If somebody doesn't know, court security office is in the basement of the main courthouse. Last year we were fighting with heat. It got to what, 40?
Oh yeah, it was in the 40s there. We ate our lunch in the hallway out there because it was too cold to eat lunch in there.
And we had redone the HVA system through the courthouse, but it didn't. The heat wouldn't get to that room.
But when it got really cold, we was the last guys on the line, and it was already out. So but that's going to be
we got with
remedied.
Casto again, right? And was able to get that added on. So this year you won't have a problem.
Yeah, that's fantastic because it was getting pretty visible in there last year. But appreciate
No, we
everything.
appreciate you guys.
Melinda's done. I've worried her to death about it. So she every time I
We
see her.
apologize for what you guys had to go through last year.
Oh, no problem.
We tried everything, and then that's when we just said we're going to get a new system for that part of it. So that's why I was worried about getting it in there before this winter. So,
But everything else is doing real good. Of course, we're waiting for Rob to get us all this new fancy stuff. You know how that
we'll be waiting
goes.
a while.
Right. But we're doing fine. The team is actually really coming together. Amanda's doing an excellent job with that. And we've kind of gelled into a team. It was pretty rocky and bumpy the first part of it, but we've got through that, and I think we've got a real good solid team now.
No, we appreciate everything you guys do for the courthouse complex.
And we appreciate the fact that we're here. So, thank you very much, and y'all have a great day.
Thank you, Kenny.
Yeah.
Don't have to go outside to get warmed up.
No, it was pretty bad. And we've got a grant to do the windows in the basement. So we're getting that. We applied for another grant to do, because we got a grant just for the basement windows, but I got a quote for the first floor and the second floor windows as well. And we're trying to get the courthouse improvement grant that's out there every year to help pay for that, so we can just do it all at once.
And last year, we put plastic on the inside,
Mhm.
because there is a lot of
Air.
air comes in through those old windows.
All right, so we're working on that as well.
Oh, great.
Mike?
Commissioners, last meeting, we were out on a search and rescue out in the Bowden area, but we received a call on October 14th about a missing person at the 911 center. Sheriff's Department handled that investigation. Once they got up on scene, they realized there's going to be a large area of searching for this missing person. DNR came in the first day, used the dogs. Next day, we had approximately 50 personnel there. Several from the DNR, the Sheriff's Department, State Police. We had Colton, Beverly, Leading Creek, Taggart Valley, and Whitmer Fire Department. Also, Parsons Fire Department came over to assist in the search. Andy Teeter came in with his Starlink, which was a lifesaver. That gave us our communications. We set up kind of like an EOC out at the Burks campground. So we used his satellite to get communications. But the missing person was found on the 16th, but the whole group of people worked out there as a very well organized, and I think everybody got along. So that really helped getting everybody working together. That was my first really as Office Emergency Manager being in that position. The outcome wasn't what we wanted, but it worked very well as a group of people. Next thing we got, our UPSs up there are still going to have to look about doing something. Winter's getting here and the power starts going on and off. If those go down and I lose power, we're not going to have any operation system. It is the system that keeps the computers on when the power does go off. And that 15 seconds between the UPSs and pretty much the generator kicking on, that means all the computers got to reboot. Your radios have to reboot. So that's something we're going to have to look at. We've been fortunate so far. So
Number 64,000 for the both.
somewhere in
Two
that
of them.
area. And I'm going to look out, see if there's any other companies, but that's the manufacturer that put that one in. Also, yesterday we had state people from FEMA. I'd like to kind of have Sandy come up, talk about it, and then have them to give the rundown of what went on with that report.
So as you know, we've been since June of '24 working on the community assistant visit that federal FEMA came in and did throughout the county. In August of '24, they sent back a list of potential violations that they wanted investigated just for the Randolph County area, 2 for Harmon, 2 for Colton, and 1 for Mill Creek. Been working on that throughout the last year since that time. We're now on our 3rd point of contact with federal FEMA. So it's been kind of back and forth. One wants one thing, then the next doesn't want that, and so forth. So that's been kind of slowing us down a little. But yesterday we had Kevin Sneed and Amber Lee. Sorry, I don't know your last name. Sanders. And Julie Sears come from the state NFIP office. And we all sat down together and went through everything I had and everything we had done to the point. It was a very positive meeting. We came out with some potential things that we needed to resubmit and so forth, so that when the government does come back in, we're hoping to get this all cleared up, hopefully by the end of the year. The The problem we have ongoing is the enforcement of the floodplain ordinance on the local level. It is stated inside of the floodplain ordinance in the appeals and penalties section, which is Article 8, Section 8.3, of how this can be handled on the local level. There's been some discussion back and forth between the prosecuting attorney's office and our office on how to handle that and how to remedy that type of thing. Kevin agreed to come back today and talk to us about how to enforce it or how it can be enforced with the wording and so forth from the floodplain ordinance. So, Kevin, if you want to come on up.
You say the penalties are under Article 8?
Yes. Section
Article
8.
8, the penalties? Okay.
Section 3, that's the bottom.
I'm Kevin Sneed with West Virginia Emergency Management, Floodplain Management, National Floodplain Insurance Program. Within that section, I've been doing this for about 15 years. So I've dealt with a lot of counties, municipalities over the time, and dealing with violations is a big thing. It's one of the hardest things to deal with. First of all, Sandy, you're doing an outstanding job. She's been tasked with this since June of 24. None of these were hers. This was not her issues. She's took them in, I guess you'd say, took them under her wing, and she's agreed to get them resolved. And with that, I thought, well, I'm gonna help her get them resolved as much as I can. Right now, FEMA's on the government shutdown, so we don't have no contact with FEMA at all. But I've dealt with FEMA long enough to know what they're going to want. Okay, so we come in yesterday. We started looking at these potential violations, and we got a lot of them that we know we're going to be able to zero out, and FEMA's going to be okay with. But there is a couple of them that's going to need some attention to the matter. And there's some concern about how to approach some of the violations where property owners don't want to comply and do anything to assist in getting these violations. And a lot of them are not that hard. A lot of them can be, taken care of with some openings, in their crawl spaces or whatever to allow water to flow through, or, come in and apply for a retroactive permit. It won't cost hardly anything to do any of these things, but they still have to do them to bring them in compliance because, number one, FEMA caught them. Okay, this is old stuff, and it sucks that we got to go back and remedy this, but it's the way it is, and I've done it for years. This was FEMA's CAV. They come in, they found these issues, so it's the county's responsibility to resolve those issues or face consequences on the county. And there is consequences. Let's say the county says, we don't have to do nothing. We're not going to do nothing. They do whatever the heck they want to do around here because it's their property. They do what they want to. Well, first thing to do, FEMA will put you on probation. That means every property owner has a flood insurance policy. There's 81 flood insurance policies in just the county, not counting the municipalities. There's 81 policyholders. Every one of those people get an increase in their flood insurance premium every year until you get them resolved. And let's say a year goes by and FEMA says, well, they're still not communicating with us. They're still not working with us, meaning the county, and they'll put you on suspension, which means every one of those 81 people will no longer be able to carry flood insurance. And that means somebody wants to go buy a house right down by the stream that was built right, but they still have to carry flood insurance, won't be able to get it. They won't be able to buy that house. Foreclosures will happen, and people will lose their homes. There's a lot of bad consequences. So, this is a quid pro quo program where the county agrees to adopt the floodplain ordinance and enforce it. Y'all been in the program since 1975. Every county in West Virginia is in the program. All but 6 incorporated municipalities are in the program as well. So, we got a lot of people in the program. It's not that hard. You do have to have some training, which Sandy has attended, and know how to enforce this ordinance. So, on some of the problems, it was like, how do we get their attention? Well, you have a property owner that refuses to call Sandy back, come talk to her, and get this retroactive permit, so to speak. Well, if that don't work, You go to your prosecuting attorney's office, prosecuting attorney tells the magistrate, issue a summons to have them come to magistrate court. It's a misdemeanor offense and everything. This is all something to get them into magistrate court. They come into magistrate court and they still refuse to comply. From that point on, every day it's $50 to $500 a violation charge, and it's in your ordinance. It's under Section 8 of your ordinance, so it's there. It's the Randolph County law that has to be enforced. Every community has the same exact writing in their floodplain ordinance. Actually, your ordinance was one of the first ones that I changed back in 2010 because it used to say they would get jail time if they didn't apply for this. I said, I don't like putting jail time in there because we're not judges, we're not the jury. Let's let it go through the process. So the intent is the prosecuting attorney have the magistrate court send a summons to the property owner, certified letter saying you are to report to magistrate court. We have these findings that we have to talk about. They refuse to come, but they sign off on that letter, or if they refuse to do whatever Sandy asked, like I said, $50 to $500 per day. Each day is an additional violation. If they do it 5 days, that's 5 times 500 if you want to charge them that. You can keep doing it till you take their property. I've seen all this happen. It's happened over years, but it can happen. I really believe this will be resolved pretty quickly. I don't think it'll be lingering too much longer. I really think that within the next 6 months, as long as FEMA comes back and the stop work, starts to proceed again, we get back to normal, I think we can resolve this one in Randolph County within the next 6 months easy. But, we got to have help from our prosecuting attorney's office and the magistrates, and everybody's got to understand this is our law. We have to abide by it. Just like if you have a law says you can only go 30 miles an hour through the city, if they break that law, what happens? They get a ticket. Same thing, they get a citation here. I got a copy of your ordinance if you want it, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
No, we got a copy of them.
Okay. So, yeah. We're available anytime. I mean, Sandy, call me anytime and I'll come help, or I'll come talk to you guys, do whatever I can to help guide you through any of these problems. And that's what we're going to be doing. We'll be working close until these are all resolved.
You was working with Marvin Hill when we did this.
I remember Marvin Hill very well. Yes.
Because I remember he had made some changes in the enforcement part of it.
Yep. I think he was the one that pointed out this is one of the first ordinances that I ever written. And it's back in 2010. And Marvin might have been the one to recommend, let's take out jail time in this. And I was like, yeah, I agree with that, because I don't think we should be saying they're going to get jail time, but we can say you're going to get penalized and you're going to get a fine. So this is all vetted through the Attorney General's office. The state's attorneys all vetted this. This is all 100% good to go as far as a compliant ordinance. They got any questions?
Kind of like Parker was here.
Again, I thank Sandy for doing everything she's doing, because she's going above and beyond.
No, I know what.
Because I remember talking to Parker, and there were some issues that he was having. I can't remember what they were.
He's been looking at, he's been in contact with the attorney for the association. The question, we have a valid ordinance on the books. Drive penalties, fines, et cetera. Say there's a question about enforcement, what we're saying is, does the ordinance give us the power to, because what you're talking about is you're charging somebody with a crime. I understand that it doesn't involve jail time, but in order to have a penalty like
Right.
like you pointed out, a speeding ticket, it's a crime. It goes through, what he's looking at is whether it goes through magistrate court or whether it can be brought directly in front of the county commission. It's probably doing it just in front of the commission. So we're trying to figure out the framework for bringing those cases, bringing those charges through magistrate court. Don't have a definitive answer for you today, but we will have one. Again, it's not that the law isn't valid or that there's a problem with the law. It's the secondary part of where do you actually enforce the law? Who imposes a fine of $100 or $500 a day and there's some ambiguity in how counties can enforce regulations, laws that they've passed through the magistrate court. Obviously, there's no question it can be enforced. It's just a question of exactly how. Obviously, without the enforcement
I've heard this before. Putnam County, Kanawha County, they utilize their magistrates just like I suggested, and never had a problem with it. They've actually put a 87-year-old elderly woman in jail because she kept throwing trash out by the creek, waiting on the flood to come clean it up. And I actually saw that arrest warrant. They used the floodplain ordinance to arrest her because she refused to clean it up and everything else. Yeah, yeah, but I actually had the arrest warrant for her, and that just kind of blew me away. I've never seen that. Putnam County has got, I think, one offense one time. They got like $5,000 because the property owner refused to do what was in their floodplain ordinance. And everybody I've known has always went through the magistrate court because they're the ones that could actually impose the penalty before anybody else. That's what I'm told. Now, hey, if you find something different out and they want to do something differently, please let me know. I'll pass the word.
And there's no question that that's been done in other counties. That will be the preferred route. We'd like to be able to do all of this through magistrate court because the system's already in place by that, along with everything else that they handle. Question of being confident that our ordinance, not that the ordinance complies with the law, but that the enforcement part of it complies with the law. You have to give people due process before the government can fine them. You have to make sure all of their constitutional rights are protected. Hey, he's not in compliance, give him a fine. They have all the constitutional rights that anybody else has whenever the government imposes any type of fine or jail time for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So, listen, you might be able to get something pushed through magistrate court 50 times before somebody raises a stink about it. Until somebody raises a stink, it's not a problem. But we want to make sure that we're doing it absolutely right in the boundaries of the Constitution, separation of powers. We'll get there.
I can understand. I do. I mean, you
certainly
would.
won't have any problem
Yeah.
bringing people to magistrate court who aren't in compliance with what's on the regulations.
So it sounds like the prosecuting attorney's office is working on it. You'll have us something.
Yeah, like I said, these partners are in communication with a number of folks.
Y'all have other ordinances throughout your county that can actually impose fines and such, like a litter or debris or anything like that? Dogs, dogs not on a leash were,
So that's another
Another
issue.
nightmare.
yeah. I just wondered how those might work within this county. I mean, every county can be different. It's your laws, it's your rules. It's just
About the unsafe buildings ordinance, that's really the only one, the only one we have, I think.
We have the same question with regard to every ordinance passed by the county, exactly how we're going to enforce it. In the old days, a lot of things came before the county commission act, judge, the jury. There's some problems with that. And that's one of the things that Mr. Parker is looking at. Again, get away with stuff that might not be 100% kosher for a long time if nobody raises a stink about it. As soon as one person decides I'm certainly not saying they shouldn't, but decides want to make sure that all their rights are enforced and protected, even when it's just $100 fine. You don't want a situation where everything that we've done in the past is going to be in doubt. I want to make sure we get it right, so there's no question. It's not a question of any problem with the ordinance itself, or to not enforce these types of things. Certainly, that's not where we bring the cases.
maybe the suggestion of adoption of administrative enforcement of procedures within the county for this ordinance or something. If we have to do something like that, or if we have to make adjustments to the floodplain ordinance to assist in getting this done, hey, give me a call. I can make adjustments to this.
That's not the case.
Yeah.
That's not the case at all.
Okay.
Just, the lawyers have got to decide where we want to bring these charges at.
Okay.
And nobody thinks of them as charges.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's a fine,
Penalties.
But
Yeah.
it's a charge.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and again, that charge, anytime the government says, I'm gonna fine you this amount of money or that amount of money, you have a right to due process among other rights, to challenge the findings, to challenge whatever the judge says, and all those procedures have to be followed, even if it's just $100 fine for a flood ordinance violation.
Yeah.
Just like somebody's charged with littering and the possible penalty is $25 fine, They have all the rights that anybody has, other than the right to a jury trial, no jail time. They have all the rights that anybody has to be charged with anything in magistrate court, battery, DUI, or anything else. Those folks who are charged with a violation of the floodplain ordinance, and with the exception of the right to a jury trial because there's no jail time, they still have all those rights, and they have to be charged in a form where those rights can be exercised.
Yep.
But I certainly don't think the county commission wants to hear a motion to dismiss a floodplain ordinance violation based upon a legally obtained confession, for example, or a claim that a search is illegal or something like that. If they don't want to do that, then the better place to do that obviously is in a court of law like that.
Well, what is the state law that says it gives the county the power to make these ordinances?
That's what we're
Do
trying
we
to
have a
find
state
something-
law?
You say to make
I mean,
the
there has to be
ordinance?
one somewhere.
7-1-3B gives you the power.
But we're trying to find something to hang our hat on that says you can do this through that, where we've been stuck. And certainly some other counties have done it that way. We're trying to figure out what they're hanging their hat on that says you can take a county ordinance passed by the county and somehow get it enforced in that.
Okay.
You can do that, it's just a question of exactly how.
Well, who gives the county the power to do the ordinance? It has to be through state law, is it not?
The state law gives county commissions certain powers and duties and obligations, and that's where we would try and plan.
But it doesn't define,
There's nothing in the state law that says when a county, that I'm aware of, it says when a county passes an ordinance, any type of ordinance, it can then automatically be enforced through the magistrate. If I could find state code that says exactly that, our discussion would be.
but there's nothing that says it can't
We
be
haven't
either.
been able to find anything. We discussed it again. I know Mr. Parker's spoken with the lawyer for the Association of Counties. We haven't heard back from them at this point. Requesting.
But there's no law there's nothing saying that we can't put it through the magistrate court either, though.
No, not that I'm aware of. But the lack of one law doesn't automatically give you authority just because it doesn't say anywhere you can't.
Well, we've already got the authority through state law to do something.
But we're
It's
trying
just
to
not
find
defined
what-
on where
what
we do it
exact-
at.
What state law exactly we can hang our hat on to do that.
7-1-3B. That gives
What
the
is it?
county's the responsibility and authority.
I don't
To
believe
pass
that
an ordinance.
statute specifically
What-
says that ordinances passed by the commission may be enforced in magistrate court.
What's that?
So where
code?
would you think they'd be enforced if it wasn't magistrate court?
I'm not suggesting that they can't be enforced through magistrate court. The plan is to have them enforced through magistrate court. The county commission has asked the prosecuting attorney essentially for some legal authority that allows them to do that. And that's what we're attempting to give the commission. Strong legal authority to allow this floodplain ordinance to be enforced. So we're not butting heads over anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think Mr. Parker's position is I want to be 100% certain that the information that I give to the commission that allows them to have people charged in magistrate court, exactly, that we have the exact legal authority, so if challenged on it, we can point to that authority, that this is why we're doing it here, and this is the law that gives us the authority, that gives the commission the authority to do that.
No offense, I just feel it's common sense that the county would give the authority to the magistrate court to do that, because you all are not going to find somebody individually from up here, right? I mean, if they did a floodplain order or an ordinance violation and they appeared before you, y'all are not going to say, well, I'm going to find you this. It's not up to you to find, it's up to another county representative, which would be a county magistrate, not a municipal judge, but a county magistrate, which is also employed by the county enforcing a county floodplain ordinance.
I agree with you 100%. That
Yeah.
makes great common sense.
Yeah,
If the law is based upon common sense, unfortunately, that's our job.
It depends on how it's written on in the law. What would you say a
And we're
code
not
was?
saying you can't
It's
do
in
it.
the very-
We're not saying it's a bad idea. We're just saying, we want to give you the correct legal authority that says directly, we can enforce this through magistrate. I mean, we're not arguing about anything.
That would probably be
We're
a
not
law
fighting about
change.
anything.
That would be a law change at the legislature, so that might be a potential of asking for that later. That could be done. I
If
mean,
the law has to be changed, and the indication there is that the county commission doesn't have the authority.
what if I was to
don't
put it
think
in,
That's the case. I think the county commission does have the authority to do that. It's just a question of prosecuting attorney's office providing that legal authority to the commission so they can be 100% certain that what they direct to be done is within the confines of the law.
What I'll
You're
do
just-
is
you're
I'll
just
send a
looking for more
message to the Attorney
clarification.
General's office and ask them that question as well. Because I mean, that would be the one to go through, the Attorney General's office, to ask them.
Yeah.
That code 7-1-3, V as in Victor. It's actually on
7-1.
the very first page of your floodplain ordinance.
7-1 what?
-3, V as in Victor.
Okay. Oh, okay, I see it there.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Rob, did you have anything?
I did wanna bring some attention, Mike kinda hit on it just a little bit. We done that, started that search on October 14th out at, campground and, located the guy's truck and started, searching for him. And, what we found was, that's a very remote area with no communication. There's no cell phone. If you're on a high knob somewhere, right, and you hold your lips just exactly right, sometimes you get cell phone service. Internet was not a possibility in the region where we were searching. The Starlink outfits that Invitiva brought in gave us communication back to the world again and got us back up for so we could contact people and they could contact us. My guys, I've got letter of accommodations from them for all the guys involved in this whole situation. It was quite a complex search area, several miles of area that was extremely tough to traverse. But through all of this and the way it worked out, Brian Roy, one of my deputies, who's been specially trained in search rescue situations and has lots of credentials that he's done on his own, possibly, and a couple through the sheriff's office training, but stuff that he's done with the fire department in the Whitman area. Come in, linked into this Starlink system with his computer, and we actually had 9 teams on the ground over there searching for this guy. And he had apps set up on the teams, and he could look at a television and tell you where every team was and how they coordinated and how they wrapped this area out and searched it out. I was in awe, basically, to watch how that worked. As somebody that knew what they were doing with it, I have no training in that at all, but he's very skilled with it. And I say all that to come to you now and tell you that I would like to entertain the Starlink system, because if I could put those in our cars, we would have no issues with digital communication around the area. Andy's worked with Rick Gillespie, as you know, in Pendleton County, and they put those in their cruisers over there. And those guys have digital service when nobody else can talk cell phone or radio, and they have both. And it's a safety thing. It comes right down to it. If you'd have had a guy shot or a deputy or somebody shot over there in that area, you would have had no communication whatsoever. And these things go right on top of the cruisers. And wherever that cruiser's sitting in, you have an area that you can reach back to that car. Through our new portable radios, the ones that you guys helped us get, have internet capability, and they can link into that same system. So I want to just give you an idea that I'm going to probably bring a proposal to you guys, and hopefully there's opioid money or something we can bank on to get something like this coming for these guys. It's a safety thing, and I saw work firsthand and how fantastic it really is. And I wouldn't have known that, wouldn't have been for Andy Teeter. I applied for congressional funding for this same thing, for our cruisers a year ago or so. It didn't hit the list in DC to be funded, and it was $1 million project at the time. We can do that for way less money now with the Starlink system. So I just want to bring that to your attention, let you know I'll be bringing something to you to look at. For the guy's safety and just getting the job done. I don't know if you saw that, Chris, when you were working, if that system was out there then, but.
We didn't have it.
It's amazing.
Um,
And we don't have the hookup like the state has where they can use their computers in their cars and link into, all the electronics and all the teletype and all the stuff that they're doing. The state has that. We don't have that. We actually have this, we could go in and check warrants, we could do everything with this system, so. I've got a couple proposals that the guys have sent me. Brian Roy actually specifically, it would be, total cost for 15 units. I need a couple more than 15 because I got more cars than that. $14,000 a year, and the second year is $9,000 after you purchase the equipment and get them installed in the car. So I think safety wise, it's something we're gonna have to look at.
Pendleton County is using it in all their cruises now because it's a quiet zone. What he's saying, it's amazing what they
This opens the world up to you and the communication, like you go to Valley Head, well, you know, from Daily Up, you don't have communications on digital.
right.
And I'm just telling you, this system right here opens it wide open again to where you link in because you're getting it from satellite. And, this is exactly what I tried to do for the congressional funding that wasn't funded. This is what I was trying to do with that. And they were only gonna fund four units for us, 4 for Upshur and 4 for Boone County or somewhere up in the southern part of the state that all have quiet zones or have regions that they have no communication because of the terrain. And, that didn't go through, but man, I'm telling you, the price was astronomical. It was $1 million for the 3 agencies to qualify for that congressional funding, which we didn't get. But for $14,000 for the first year, $9,000 for the second, and on, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer on the safety purposes.
Yeah, Maryland State Police has had something like that for years.
Unbelievable.
They've had internet in their cruisers for a long time. I think that the annual cost wouldn't be so bad if it's what the initial equipment cost would
It's
be.
$14,000 the first year, and then $9,000.
That's not per car, right?
No.
So what,
No, that's for 15 years.
I think if where initial cost on equipment is gonna be the big thing
right
we
now,
have to look
that's
at.
Brian and I were talking, we had a meeting yesterday. Equipment for Starlink is on sale. And it's like a mini, what's called mini.
The mini mobile or
And,
whatever.
pay for the equipment, then after that, you're just paying per, like $50, I think, per unit watts. You have the unlimited, like 169 a month. So put you in your camper or whatever while you're traveling. That's why I started looking into it just for internet and TV.
Mhm.
All of it. It's actually fairly cheap.
Well, if you could get, like you said, you bring something to us and maybe have Ryan come in and do like, if you could do like a,
Presentation.
yeah.
I'll be glad to. He's very versed on it. Like I said, he sent me, I've got all kinds of stuff on it from him. I just don't know how we can't afford not to do that. For the guys in the safety and the job that we're doing.
Brian did an excellent job out there on that. Because like I said, we were sitting back watching guys walk through the woods real time.
He linked their phones somehow. He linked their phones through an app. So anybody that had on a portable device that was on a team was tracked. And that map was unbelievable and how they worked through that process. You know, found him on the second day. We're talking about miles of very rough terrain to search, and we were lucky, honestly. But I can't say enough about the work they did. It was the team was great. DNR, State Police, Sheriff's Office, EMS, OES, all these guys are out there with us. And it was pretty impressive.
Richard, did you have anything else from Parker's office?
Yeah.
No. Brenda? All right, minutes?
We got 'em.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted from last Randolph County Commission meeting, which was held on October 16th, 2025.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the minutes from our October 16th meeting as submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence, there is none. Announcements. Next meeting will be Thursday, November 20th at 1:30 here in our annex, and the courthouse facilities will be closed Tuesday, November 11th, which is next Tuesday, right? In observance of Veterans Day, and we also have I saw the courthouse is lit up green. Looks nice at night for veterans, so for the month of November, right? 4th through the 11th, the courthouse will be lit up green, so then we'll be getting our Christmas lights up. All right, announcement, so we did that. Items for discussion, consider approval of new hire for 911.
I gave you the information in front of you. I'd like to bring in Ethan Plum as a telecommunication for the 911 center, starting pay $13 an hour, starting December 1st. We all know about the 90-day probation and all that, but it will be a full-time position, and he'll still be on a year probation upon completion all of his training within that year. He understands about the 90 days for all the new, yeah. So,
All right, so do we have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion for the new approval for the new hire for 911 center of Ethan Plum as a telecommunicator trainee. A start date of December 1st, 2025 at an hourly rate of $13 an hour. Ethan is be hired on a temporary employee with a probationary period of 90 days with full county benefits will start once Ethan has successfully completed his probationary period. Probationary period for the telecommunicator trainee will be 12 months.
All right, so motion on the floor is to consider approval of to approve the new hire for 911 center. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next is to consider the job classification for 911 employee.
yeah, so I've got Teresa Blosser. She went into a part-time status there probably about 3 months ago, and we'd like to bring her back onto a full-time employee status starting November 10th, if it's okay with you all.
Should make a motion for that one.
I'll make a motion to approve Teresa Blosser to be transferred from part-time to full-time employee status with full county benefits effective Monday, November 10th, 2025, and the rate of pay will remain the same.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the job classification change for 911. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next is consider approval of ratification of the courthouse use request. We received a request before our last meeting, before this meeting, sorry, for the use of the courthouse yard grounds for the Democratic Party, Randolph County Executive Committee for Randolph County. So we just need to ratify that request. So do I have a motion to approve that ratification?
Make a motion to approve ratification of court guard use for the Democratic Executive Committee.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the ratification of the use for Randolph County Democratic Executive Committee, use of the courthouse grounds. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Next is consider approval of Board of Equalization dates. Lance, with the assessor's office, has sent us the dates for February for 2026 for the Board of Equalization. We have them starting on Friday, January 30th. That's when we will call the board to order at 10 o'clock, and then we have a meeting scheduled. And once we have the first meeting, we call to order. If there's nobody that shows up for any appeals before the board, we will take them then, or we will stand in recess until someone reaches out to the assessor's office and requests a hearing. But we do have dates scheduled. The first one again will be that Friday the 30th at 10, Tuesday, February 3rd at 10, Thursday, February 5th at 4 o'clock, Tuesday, February 10th at 10 o'clock, Thursday, February 12th at 10 o'clock, Tuesday, February 17th at 10 o'clock, and then the final meeting of the board will be on February 19th at 10 o'clock. And again, when we've called the meeting to order, the board to order, we will, if there's nobody there that day, we will stand in recess until someone schedules on any of those dates for a hearing, and then we will come out of we will come out of
Recess.
sorry, and then hear that, and then go back into recess until the next one. And then a final adjournment of the Board of Equalization and Review is on February 19th. So do we have a motion to approve the Board of Equalization dates?
I'll make a motion to approve the Board of Equalization dates as submitted.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the Board of Equalization dates as they've been submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Next is consider approval of the funding request from the Fraternal Order of Police Seneca Trail Lodge 104.
Hello, everyone. We're back again for our annual Christmas party that we had. Last year, we had 320 children that showed up to the Phil Gaynor Center from the counties of Randolph, Barber, Tucker, Pocahontas, Grant, and Pendleton counties. In addition to those children, we had about 6 family organizations that we donated to. We contact these right now. I will be forthright. Money has came in slow this year. It will be considerably smaller than it was last year. Not considerable, but we spent $52,000 last year, which was a blessing. We had everything from some 320 kids that came, 6 different organizations that we helped. We had 2 families whose homes had burned, and we purchased everything from socks to clothes to toys to things that those families needed to move on. We're probably going to set at, with projections, mid-30s this year on the money that we're going to have. So we'll still have a good 280 kids or more, just whatever monies that we have come in. We would ask you all, hey, feel free, come to our Christmas party to see where your money goes. This money's brought in, it's put in a separate account. It's only used for the Christmas fund. It's not used for any expenditures of our lodge. That's separate fundraising. So, we contact every family. We ask the family, hey, what's your child like? Things of that nature. It's a good time. It's about 2.5 hours per group. We have 2 different groups that come in. We have Santa Claus, the Grinch. We have crafts, face painting, refreshments, things of that nature. So, we're just coming in, asking, hat in hand, if you can help us help children. Every one of us are volunteers. Everyone from, the workers who buy the presents, wrap the presents, present the presents, our Santas, we have a gentleman that comes out of Petersburg that does our Santa. He's the regional manager of Sheetz stores. He does that. We have a trooper that does the Grinch.
I got a volunteer to do that.
And so it's a good time. It's some of these kids come, just so you know, with the children that we do, we work with the schools hand in hand. The counselors give us the names. Once you've been put on the list, we pretty much keep you on there. And they come back every year. So it's a good time. We're asking for whatever the county can provide us. You can pretty much say, $100 to $125 a child. That's what we spend. So you can do your math, and that will be the number of kids that you can sponsor.
You guys have done this for a long time now. We've helped.
This is my 4th year as being over it, yes.
I think we've helped as long as I've been on here. We've done this, and you guys done a great job on that. Happy and proud of the job you guys have done on that. I'll make a motion to approve the funding request for Fraternal Order of Police Seneca Trail Lodge number 104 for their annual Christmas party, child Christmas party, however you want, for $2,500 to be taken out of Cole severance.
And that will be 20 kids. I just quickly did the math. All right. So motion on the floor is to approve of the Fraternal Order of Police Seneca Trail Lodge 104 funding request. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Thank you all.
Brian, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is consider approval of the Beverly Heritage Center funding request. This is, the Beverly Heritage Center has sent us a letter about, we help them out of our hotel motel tax that we collect. And this is, we're taking an allotment out of that for first portion of it, 12,500. And then we'll look at doing that again in the spring once we get to more hotel motel tax. So do you have a motion to approve the Beverly Heritage Center funding request, 12,500 to be taken out of hotel motel?
I'll make a motion to approve the Beverly Heritage Center funding request in the amount of $12,500, which we take out of hotel motel tax.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the funding request for the BHC. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Next is consider approval of the funding request for Quarter H Highway funding request. Received a letter from Robbie for the Robert C. Byrd Quarter H Highway Authority. We've given them in the past $5,000 to help with the Quarter H projects. And so do I have a motion to approve this year's funding request of 5,000?
Yeah.
Cold severance.
I'll make a motion to approve, consider approval for the Quarter H Highway funding request amount of $5,000 taken out of coal severance.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the funding request for the Quarter H Highway. Is there any further discussion?
I think that money's good for people to get down the lobby to get more money.
Yeah, he had it on there. Can you go back? This is just some of the things that what they have the past 2 years that they have completed and are looking for. He said in June 2023, Governor Justice, I remember we were there for the groundbreaking ceremony from Kearns to Parsons. September, they held a meeting in Wardensville for the Wardensville to state line, to the state line section. February 24, Parsons to Davis section, public meeting. April 25, public meeting for the Wardensville to state line again. And then June 25, the core drilling began in the Mon Forest on the Parsons to Davis section. So yeah, this money goes to help just to keep hopefully finally get that thing done. So we had a motion. Did we vote on it yet?
No, we haven't.
All right. So we had a motion for it.
Yeah.
All right. So all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Final settlements, annual countings.
We got 4 final settlements.
So have a motion to approve the 4 final settlements.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the 4 final settlements as submitted.
So motion on the floor is to approve these 4 final settlements as are submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Budget revisions. Is it all just state budget revision? Just one big one? These are the funds we collected for the yeah. All right, so this is the money that we received for insurance claims, car damages, and sale of fixed assets, so restitution, in the amount of $13,436. So we're going to put that money into the courthouse contractual line, that money that we received from the insurance settlements. So with a state budget revision, it's a roll call vote. So so the motion will be to approve the state budget revision for $13,436 to be added to our courthouse contractual line. Commissioner C. Aye. Commissioner Seiler.
Aye.
Commissioner Kiesling. Aye. All right. Division of properties.
9 today.
9 division of properties.
Erroneous assessment.
And 1 erroneous?
No, they're all erroneous.
Oh, they're all erroneous. I'm sorry. I'll make a motion to approve the 9 erroneous assessments as submitted.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the 9 erroneous assessments as they've been submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No distressed properties. Zoning letters. Fire fee adjustments.
I got 4 fire fees, requesting adjustments for purpose of hardship. I'll make a motion to approve the 4 fire fee adjustments as submitted.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the four fire fee adjustments as are submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Uh,
Payment of the bills?